The air crackled. Tension hung heavy. Do-hyuk stood alone, a solitary figure against the encroaching darkness.
The tyrant is coming. I can feel it in my bones.
Fear threatened to consume him, but he shoved it down. He wouldn't let fear control him. Not today. Do-hyuk adjusted the grip on his sword. He was outmatched, but not out of hope. This time it wasn't just his life on the line.
I am their shield. I can't fail them.
He closed his eyes, centering himself. The ground trembled. The tyrant was close. This was it. No more running. His heart pounded, a drumbeat of defiance. He drew strength from the memory of those he had sworn to protect. He was ready. The tyrant emerged from the gloom, a towering monstrosity of muscle and rage. Its eyes, glowing embers of hatred, fixed on Do-hyuk.
Like the earth splitting open.
The battle had begun. Do-hyuk charged, his sword a silver streak against the encroaching darkness. He moved with a speed and agility that belied his size, dodging and weaving through the tyrant's attacks. Each blow from the tyrant carried the force of a collapsing mountain, shaking the very ground beneath them. He parried, he blocked, he countered. Every movement was a testament to years of relentless training, every strike imbued with the burning desire to survive.
I refuse to be overwhelmed. I will not break.
But for every blow he landed, the tyrant seemed to shrug off the pain, its fury only growing with each passing moment. Do-hyuk felt his own strength waning, fatigue creeping in at the edges of his awareness. He couldn't keep this up forever. He needed a plan, and fast. Pain flared through Do-hyuk's arm as the tyrant's claws grazed his skin. He gritted his teeth, pushing through the searing agony. His body screamed for him to stop, to surrender, but his spirit remained unbroken.
I'm not fighting for myself anymore. I'm fighting for the hope that flickers in the eyes of the innocent, for the future that we all dream of.
That thought fueled him, gave him the strength to keep going when all seemed lost. He remembered the faces of those who had fallen, their sacrifices etched into his memory.
I won't let their deaths be in vain. I will honor their memory by fighting with every fiber of my being.
Each breath was a victory, each heartbeat a testament to his unyielding will. He would not fall here. He would not let the darkness win.
I am the light, and I will burn bright until my very last breath. The world seemed to shrink, the air growing thick and heavy with the stench of death and despair.
Do-hyuk could feel the weight of countless lives pressing down on him, their hopes and fears intertwined with his own. The fate of everything he held dear hung in the balance.
If I fall, darkness will consume the land, extinguishing the last vestiges of hope.
The thought spurred him onward, lending power to his weary limbs. He had to survive. He had to win. For himself, for those he loved, for the future that was at stake. He would not let them down. He would not let the tyrant steal their future.
My heart hammered in my chest, a frantic rhythm echoing the chaos that raged around me. I focused on that rhythm, using it to ground myself, to remind me of what was at stake. I will not falter. I will not yield.
The tyrant lunged, a monstrous blur of teeth and claws. Do-hyuk rolled aside, narrowly avoiding the attack.
I need to change tactics to find a weakness in the tyrant's relentless assault. I can't win with brute force alone.
He studied the tyrant's movements, searching for an opening, a pattern in its chaotic attacks. There, a slight hesitation, a momentary shift in weight. It was a small thing, almost imperceptible, but it was all Do-hyuk needed.
I capitalized on that fleeting moment of vulnerability, my sword flashing out with blinding speed.
The tyrant roared in pain, its rage shaking the very foundations of the world. Do-hyuk had struck true, but he knew it wouldn't be enough. He needed to end this quickly before the tyrant recovered. He gathered his remaining strength, focusing his will into a single, decisive strike. The world seemed to hold its breath as Do-hyuk unleashed his final attack. A surge of pure energy erupted from his sword, a beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness.
The tyrant, caught off guard, staggered back, its roar turning into a strangled gasp.
The light faded, leaving behind a stunned silence. Do-hyuk remained standing, his body battered and bruised, but his spirit unbroken. The tyrant, its monstrous form riddled with wounds, lay still. The battle was over.
I collapsed to my knees, exhaustion washing over me in waves. I had won, but the victory felt hollow. The cost of the battle weighed heavily on me, a grim reminder of the sacrifices that had been made.
He looked up at the dawning sky, a sliver of golden light piercing through the fading darkness. Hope. It was a fragile thing, but it was there, flickering like a candle in the wind. He had fought for that hope, bled for it, and in the end, he had won it. The battlefield lay silent, a testament to the ferocity of the battle that had raged within its desolate borders. Do-hyuk stood amidst the wreckage, his body a tapestry of pain and exhaustion. Yet, amidst the exhaustion, there was a newfound strength within him.
I bore the scars of battle, physical and emotional, each a mark of my resilience. I had stared into the abyss, faced my own mortality, and emerged victorious.
And as he walked away from the battlefield, the rising sun at his back, he knew that he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.